when it comes, well, I'm sure firefighters, you guys kind of follow the same ideals as law enforcement does when it comes to training, is that it's more about principles than it is the actual tactics. Because,
100%. Yep.
if you understand the principles, then you're going to be able to apply whatever, because there's tactics are like assholes. Everybody has one, right?
There's one. Yep. Yep.
So, but adding a tactic, once you understand the principle, you could throw a tactic in that's going to work for,
Work.
for that
Mhm.
particular situation, as long as you follow the principles behind that. And I think that's a good point that you made about, like, we're not telling you it absolutely has to be this, right? You and I, we've both have probably been in the training and we've been told you absolutely have to do it
Yep.
this way. You
Yep.
absolutely have to
Yep.
do it this way. Let's talk outdoor worlds for a minute.
Yeah.
So bow hunting, right?
Yep.
Somebody will tell you you absolutely have to shoot your bow like this. No, you don't. I mean, is there some better ways to, I guess, for the general populace, maybe. But here's my thing when it comes to that. Like, you can have, even gun hunting, even shooting a gun, you can have the worst technique ever. If you do it consistently, you'll be accurate. Like,
Be accurate. Yep.
you'll be accurate. That's all that this is. And the only but that's arguing the difference between tactics and principles. Like, this
Principles.
tactic
Yep.
is working for this guy or this girl, leave them alone. It's working for them, right? They're following the principle of, they're being consistent. So
Hmm.
back to the food plot thing or whatever, understand the principles of it, and then the tactics, you'll go about it. Like, you understand that you want to maintain the plot. So, if we tell you that you need to use this certain, whatever this certain chemical is, to the weed kill everything, that might not work, because it might not be that type of weed you're killing.
Exactly.
Like, you might go and kill
Exactly.
your entire plot. And like, well, you said no, we didn't. We said,
No, we didn't.
here's the
Yep.
principle, here's what you need to do, here are some tactics that you can apply to that. You need to find what tactic works best for that situation that you're dealing with, not necessarily, because there's just so many out there.
There is.
um
And like I said, there's a lot of people and a lot of shows and a lot of guys that are online that, I watch everybody. Everybody does food plots. And, so what, if they don't watch me, or they are watching me, that'd be, you know, thank you for watching me. But uh, you know, you get a lot of guys that are one-minded on, this is the only task or the only way we do this, and the only way we plant, and the only way we set up our plots, and the only way we do hunting, and this is what we do. That's awesome, but like, I it doesn't work for me. Like, it doesn't work for this property. It doesn't work for you. So, like, the guys that have, 200 acres that want to go out there and, they're like, "Oh, we only plant corn in this section. We only do this." It's like, well, that's really cool. I don't have money to plant corn, and I don't it the deer will smoke if I planted corn on my property, I would have to plant almost every square inch of that property corn in order for it to survive, because it will get demolished by deer. And I know we have a high deer population in our area. I mean, we could shoot 30 does, and next year you'd be like, we didn't even put a dent in this. So it's just, there's so many deer. But, you know, the best thing to do is think of, you as a hunter have to think of what I need for my property, what the deer need for the property, to basically, one, keep them interested in coming to my property, and two, you know, always coming back, always in knowing what they need to, basically establish as this is their property, and they're always going to visit it every single day, and so on and so forth. So, but yeah, you as a hunter have to figure out, this is what my deer need when I say the deer in my property. So, like, if I don't have any food plot's great. I don't have any water, probably should put a watering hole or small pond in. I don't have any scrapes because bucks don't like scraping. Well, you better set up some mock scrapes, at least to draw them in.
mhm.
It's so thick on my property, the deer can't walk through there. Get chainsaw out, start mowing some trails down, because they're
Sim-
going to take it. It's simple things like that, but you do that to somebody's property that, like, all we've ever done is it this way, and then you give them that, hey, try this once, or try this once, or, you know, design this, or sit in that stand or that tree over there, instead of, right out in the middle of the field. And you'll watch, and all of a sudden they'll be like, wow, well, our success rate just went up
mhm.
big time.